When we hear of hurricanes in Belize, most times we're concerned about personal or physical safety and property security. And so we don't often think about the psychological trauma they cause, especially to children, a population that is most vulnerable. And that is why UNICEF and the Ministry of Labor, Local Government and Rural Development are working towards assisting children from ages 5 to 12 in cases of hurricanes and other emergencies.
To look at what can be some of the aspects to support children, to support families in psychosocial support. Within our core commitments for children in humanitarian action, that framework is designed to support the government for emergency preparedness and response with a particular focus on children. And so when we look at child protection, we are looking at the well-being of a child within the family, within the community. And you know that in times of disasters, it comes with its own stresses. Children can be separated from families, there is trauma, there is loss of life, a whole lot of different things are happening. After a disaster, the 24 hours time frame is very critical. And so the trainees right now are understanding the methodology as to what they need to do to support children in shelters, to go into the community to support children wherever they may be, whether it's under a tree. But it's to create a child-friendly space for the well-being of that child and that the community.
It is being done through a workshop called the Return to Happiness program, which seeks to support the psychosocial well-being of children impacted by disasters. The trainees, who are people who work closely with children, either through protection, school, or at the community level, are expected to go back and train others in their organizations and communities. But how will this program work?
It uses play activities. So we take the children through a series of guided play activities to allow them to express themselves, to allow them to express their experiences, to give them that space and that opportunity so that they can relate and communicate to us as adults and facilitators so that we can better assist them further. So basically allowing the children to use what they are familiar with, drawings, poems, songs and puppets. It may be a case where, okay, this child home was destroyed, so they would need building material, so we speak to each other. And at the end, there would be less duplication and there would be a greater impact.
And we're going to see less kids perhaps showing signs of trauma.
And if they do, then they know where to go for help. Because at the end of the training, we're hoping to develop a directory of trainees.
While the program's focus is on disasters, it can also be used to assist children impacted by crime and other forms of duress.
The Return for Happiness is a program that will support our system in many different areas. We experience trauma on a daily basis. Children experience violence, they experience trauma, they experience abuse. And so this is not only a training to support emergency response, but also to support the daily psychosocial well-being of a child.
Children experiencing violence at the home, the community level, and it's also used to allow children who are about to write examinations to relax, to remove some stress, and that they become more applicable in terms of whatever examinations that they are going to go through.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.